Most people think attraction is about looks, charm, or saying the right things. It's not. What truly draws a woman in is how a man makes her feel emotionally, psychologically, and energetically. Because real attraction is not built in the eyes, it is built in the nervous system. Today I'm going to share 9 things that create powerful attraction in women, far beyond surface level interest. At the core of powerful attraction is emotional stability, not charm, not appearance, not clever words, but the ability to remain calm when life is not. A man who is emotionally stable carries a quiet strength that women feel instantly. It is not loud, it does not demand attention, it simply exists when challenges arise, conflict, stress, uncertainty. Most people react, they panic you, they become overwhelmed by their own emotions. But the emotionally stable man does something different. He pauses, he observes, he chooses his response, and that choice creates safety, because a woman does not just connect to how a man makes her feel in good moments, she bonds to how he makes her feel when things are difficult. When he remains calm in chaos, her nervous system relaxes. When he does not collapse under pressure, she feels protected. When he stays grounded, her emotions settle. This is the foundation of attraction. Not excitement, not intensity, but emotional grounding. Stability does not mean absence of feeling, it means mastery of feeling. He experiences emotions without becoming controlled by them. He acknowledges stress without spreading it. He faces challenges without losing himself. And that inner control becomes deeply attractive because it communicates something powerful. I am safe with myself. And when a man is safe with himself, a woman feels safe with him. Emotional stability also creates trust. Trust that he will not disappear when things become uncomfortable. Trust that he will not abandon the connection when emotions get heavy. Trust that he can hold space without breaking. Over time, this trust becomes attachment, and attachment becomes deep attraction. Women are not drawn to emotional chaos, they are drawn to emotional security. They do not crave unpredictability. Reliability. A stable man becomes a calm place in a loud world, a steady presence in uncertain times, a grounded center when life feels overwhelming. And that calm is magnetic, because in a world full of noise, the man who offers peace becomes irresistible. True attraction does not start in the eyes, it begins in the nervous system. And emotional stability speaks directly to it. Direction in life is one of the most powerful forms of attraction, not because it is impressive, but because it is reassuring. A man who knows where he is going carries an invisible gravity. His presence feels steady, his energy feels intentional, his decisions feel rooted. This creates emotional safety. When a man has purpose, a woman does not feel like she is carrying the future on her own. She feels supported by his vision. She feels grounded by his focus. She feels calm in the certainty of his direction. Direction is not about having everything figured out, it is about movement with intention. A man with direction is not drifting through life. He is building something. Even when the road is uncertain, his steps are deliberate. That clarity becomes deeply attractive, because uncertainty creates anxiety, but purpose creates peace. A woman is not drawn to a man who is lost in confusion, constantly unsure, constantly questioning his path. She is drawn to the man who moves forward even when he does not have all the answers. Direction also communicates self-respect. It shows that he values his time, that he invests his energy wisely, that he is committed to growth, not comfort. And commitment is magnetic, because when a man is committed to his future, a woman feels safe investing in him emotionally. Direction does not require perfection. It requires discipline. The discipline to wake up with intention, to work when motivation fades, to stay focused when distractions appear. This discipline creates reliability, and reliability builds trust. Trust deepens attraction. A man with direction does not need to prove himself. His life speaks for him. He does not chase validation. He is too busy building his purpose. And that independence creates desire. Because attraction grows when a woman feels that a man's life is full and that she is invited into it, not expected to complete it. Direction makes a man feel like a destination, not a detour. And women are naturally drawn to men who know where they are going. True leadership is not about control. It is about responsibility. A man who knows how to lead does not dominate. He does not demand. He does not force. He creates direction, safety, and structure so the woman beside him can relax into the moment. This is one of the most powerful forms of attraction. Because a woman does not want to manage the emotional environment of the relationship. She wants to feel that someone else is grounded enough to hold it. Leadership is shown in the smallest moments. Choosing a direction without overthinking, making decisions calmly, staying steady when uncertainty appears, taking responsibility when things do not go as planned. These moments communicate trust without words. A man who leads without control gives a woman space to breathe emotionally. She does not feel pressured. She does not feel managed. She feels supported. That emotional freedom is deeply attractive because control creates tension, but leadership creates peace. He does not need to explain every move. He does not need permission for his purpose. He moves with quiet confidence, and that confidence makes a woman feel safe. When she feels safe, her heart opens, her mind relaxes, her attraction deepens. Leadership also shows emotional maturity. He listens before reacting. He considers her feelings without losing his own. He holds the relationship's direction without overpowering it. This balance is rare. It shows that he values connection, but not at the cost of his identity. And that balance creates powerful attraction because women are not drawn to men who control situations. They are drawn to men who handle situations. Who stay composed when emotions rise? Who stay calm when tension appears? Who remain grounded when pressure builds? A man who leads without control becomes a steady presence in her life. Not loud, not forceful, just certain. And certainty is magnetic because in a world full of emotional noise, the man who creates clarity becomes unforgettable. Attraction grows when a woman feels she can relax into the moment, knowing the man beside her knows how to carry it. And this skill is one of the most attractive qualities a man can possess. A man with emotional intelligence does not dismiss feelings. He does not fear them. He does not drown in them. He recognizes what is happening beneath the surface in himself and in others, and responds with clarity instead of impulse. This makes a woman feel deeply understood, not because he always says the perfect words, but because he knows when to listen, when to speak, and when silence is more powerful than both. He does not take emotional moments personally. He does not escalate conflict. He does not withdraw when feelings become intense. He stays present. And presence creates emotional safety. When a woman feels emotionally safe, her heart opens naturally, her guard lowers, her attraction deepens, because emotional intelligence communicates respect. It shows that he values her inner world, even when he does not fully agree with it. It shows that he is strong enough to hold space without needing control. A man with emotional intelligence does not react to emotion, he understands it. He can recognize fear beneath anger, insecurity beneath silence, vulnerability beneath frustration. And this awareness creates connection because women are not longing for perfection, they are longing for presence. Emotional intelligence also creates trust. Trust that he will not disappear when emotions rise. Trust that he will not shut down when things become difficult. Trust that he can handle emotional depth without losing himself. This trust builds attachment, and attachment strengthens attraction. A man who is emotionally intelligent becomes a safe place in a complicated world. He does not avoid difficult conversations. He approaches them with calm and clarity. He does not try to win arguments. He tries to understand, and that effort makes a woman feel valued, because feeling valued is the foundation of desire. Attraction grows where understanding lives, and emotional intelligence is the language of understanding. Boundaries are not walls, they are standards. A man who has boundaries communicates something powerful before he ever speaks. I know my value, and value is magnetic. A man with strong boundaries does not chase attention. He does not beg for approval. He does not bend himself into shapes just to be accepted. He remains rooted in who he is. This self-respect creates attraction at the deepest level. Because a woman does not feel pressure to define him, she feels invited to join him. Boundaries show that he values his time, that he protects his energy, that he chooses where he invests his heart and focus. This makes his presence feel intentional. A man with no boundaries feels unpredictable. He shifts based on others' opinions. He loses himself in relationships. He becomes emotionally dependent. But a man with boundaries remains steady. He does not abandon himself for connection. He does not sacrifice his principles for comfort. He does not trade his future for approval. And this steadiness creates safety, because emotional safety is built on consistency, and consistency comes from self-respect. Boundaries also create mystery, not because he is distant, but because he is complete. He does not explain himself constantly. He does not overshare his insecurities. He does not seek validation for every decision. He trusts himself, and self-trust is deeply attractive. A man with boundaries does not fear losing someone. He knows that losing himself would be far worse. This inner strength allows him to love without losing his identity, to care without becoming controlled, to connect without becoming dependent. And this balance is rare because true attraction is not built on need, it is built on choice. A woman feels most drawn to a man who chooses her without needing her. Boundaries protect love. They give it structure, they give it depth, because love without boundaries becomes attachment, but love with boundaries becomes connection. And connection is where real attraction lives. Mystery is not created by distance, it is created by self-respect. A man becomes intriguing when he is not constantly trying to explain himself, prove himself, or seek approval. He moves with quiet confidence. He speaks when there is something meaningful to say. He listens more than he performs. This creates space, and space allows curiosity to grow. A man who overshares, over-explains and over-pursues removes all intrigue. His energy becomes predictable, his presence becomes loud, his intentions become too easy to read. But a man who respects himself does not reveal everything at once. He allows connection to unfold naturally. This is deeply attractive because attraction thrives on discovery. Mystery does not mean emotional unavailability, it means emotional control. He is present, he is warm, he is consistent, but he is not dependent. His life is full, his purpose is clear, his inner world is grounded. So he does not seek validation from attention, he does not chase reassurance, he does not compete for approval, he is comfortable with himself. That comfort becomes magnetic because people are naturally drawn to those who do not need to be chosen but choose with intention. A man with mystery does not rush intimacy. He allows trust to develop. He lets connection deepen over time. This pacing creates emotional tension in the best way, not anxiety, but anticipation. Because the heart becomes invested in what it is allowed to earn, a man who respects himself does not disappear. He does not manipulate. He does not play games. He simply remains grounded in who he is. And that grounded energy makes a woman lean in. She feels safe yet curious, comforted yet engaged. Mystery is not about hiding. It is about knowing that your presence carries value and allowing that value to be discovered, not displayed. This balance of openness and restraint is what keeps attraction alive. Because when a man knows his worth, he becomes unforgettable. Consistency is one of the most underrated forms of attraction. Not excitement, not intensity, not emotional highs and lows, but presence that can be trusted. A man who is consistent becomes a steady place in a woman's life. His actions align with his words. His energy does not shift with mood. His behavior is predictable in the healthiest way. This creates emotional safety because when a woman does not have to guess where she stands, her heart relaxes. She no longer scans for signs. She no longer questions intention. She no longer feels the need to protect herself. She simply connects. Consistency builds trust through repetition, through showing up again and again, through small promises being kept, through actions matching intentions. A man who is inconsistent creates emotional instability. His presence becomes uncertain. His words lose weight. His affection feels temporary. But a consistent man becomes a foundation. He does not disappear when things become inconvenient. He does not withdraw when emotions rise. He does not change direction when challenges appear. He stays. And staying is powerful because real intimacy grows in the quiet moments of reliability, not the loud moments of excitement. Consistency also communicates maturity. It shows that he values connection over chaos, that he chooses growth over impulse, that he understands that love is not a feeling, it is a practice. A woman feels deeply drawn to a man who creates stability in her emotional world because stability allows vulnerability, and vulnerability deepens attraction. When she feels safe, she opens. When she opens, connection strengthens. When connection strengthens, desire grows naturally. Consistency does not mean routine. It means reliability of character. She knows how he will treat her. She knows how he will respond. She knows that his presence is real. This knowing becomes comfort, and comfort becomes attachment because the heart bonds to what it can trust. A consistent man becomes a calm place in a noisy world. And in that calm, real attraction takes root. Presence is one of the rarest forms of attraction in the modern world. Not physical presence, but emotional and mental presence. A man who is truly present creates a feeling that is impossible to forget. When he listens with his whole attention. When he speaks, his words are intentional. When he looks at her, she feels seen. This level of presence makes a woman feel important, not because he says it, but because he shows it. In a world filled with distractions, being fully present is a powerful gift. A man who is present does not divide his attention between her and his phone. He does not drift away during conversations. He does not rush moments of connection. He enters the moment completely. This creates emotional depth because real connection cannot grow when attention is constantly scattered. Presence also communicates respect. It tells her that her thoughts matter, that her feelings are valued, that the moment they share is meaningful. This respect builds emotional trust, and trust strengthens attraction. A woman feels drawn to the man who makes her feel like she is the only thing that matters in that moment, not because of obsession, but because of focus. Presence creates emotional intimacy. It allows her to open without fear of being dismissed. It allows her to speak without feeling rushed. It allows her to be herself without performing. This emotional freedom deepens the bond. A man who is fully present does not need to impress. His attention is his power because attention is energy, and where energy goes, connection grows. Presence also calms the nervous system. When he is grounded and focused, her emotions settle, her thoughts slow, her heart relaxes. This creates safety, and safety allows attraction to deepen naturally. A present man becomes a peaceful place in her mind, not loud, not overwhelming, just steady. And in that steadiness, love finds space to grow. Inner peace is one of the most magnetic qualities a man can carry, not because it is impressive, but because it is rare. A man who is at peace with himself does not seek constant validation. He does not chase approval. He does not need external noise to feel alive. His calm comes from within. This inner stillness creates a powerful emotional effect on the people around him. Because emotions are contagious. When a man is calm in his own mind, a woman feels that calm in her body. Her thoughts slow, her guard lowers, her heart feels safer. And safety is the soil where attraction grows. Inner peace is built through self-acceptance. He is not fighting himself, not criticizing every flaw, not living in emotional tension. He understands his strengths. He accepts his weaknesses. He moves through life with quiet confidence. This confidence does not need to prove itself. It simply exists. A man with inner peace does not react impulsively. He responds with clarity. He does not allow emotions to control his decisions. He allows awareness to guide them. This emotional maturity is deeply attractive because emotional chaos creates exhaustion, but emotional stability creates desire. A peaceful man becomes a grounding presence in her life. He does not escalate conflict. He does not create unnecessary drama. He does not feed emotional turbulence. He remains steady, and that steadiness becomes her anchor. Inner peace also creates depth. He is not afraid of silence. He is comfortable with quiet moments. He allows space for reflection and connection. These moments strengthen emotional intimacy because intimacy is not built on noise. It is built on understanding. A man who is at peace with himself creates peace in the relationship, and in that peace, real attraction flourishes because the heart is naturally drawn to what feels calm, safe, and real. Real attraction is not something you do, it is something you become. And when a man builds himself from the inside out, his presence becomes powerful, his energy becomes magnetic, and women feel it without a single word being spoken.